This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you are the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Yeah, but you've been friends since third grade. A disagreement on vacation in South Beach one time.
It was just other events
Caused
leading
your
up.
friendship?
No, it was other events leading up to that. That was probably the breaking point at South Point, I should say.
This is the plaintiff, LaToya Frazier. She says she loaned her good friend, the defendant, who she's known since third grade, money because she was unemployed. Well, their friends know more, that's for sure, because the girl hasn't paid her back, and it's been 4 years now. Some friend indeed. She's suing for $704, the amount due. This is the defendant, Danielle Barino. She says, holy cow, this girl is crazy. She didn't loan her any money, she gave it to her because she got a new job and she boasted about making $45,000 a year. She's gonna fight for her rights today and feels the judge will side with her. She's accused of losing a friend.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
LaToya Frazier?
Yes.
You are suing your former friend, Danielle Barino?
Yes.
For $704 in loans, a parking ticket, and clothing items that you say throughout the course of your friendship she was supposed to repay you for and hasn't. What's going on?
I've known the defendant since about third grade. We've been best friends, inseparable for a long time. About 2008, 2009, we were both unemployed, going through financial issues. Hers were a bit more dire than mine because she had her apartment, her car. Me, I was taken care of by my daughter's father, so I didn't really want for anything. I had an account with Wachovia years ago when I was working downtown, and I closed my account due to an overdraft fee that they say I owed, but they waited a month and a half to cash a check that I had given them a while ago to cash for rent, but they waited until multiple things hit the account so the account would go over, and I disputed it. I paid it, but it took like a year and a half for the bank to recognize that I paid the red flag fee, for me to be able to open my own account. I had gotten my money for school.
Are you trying to explain to me why you take money and put it in her account?
Yes.
Okay, you didn't have creditors chasing you and a judgment against you or the tax man looking for you?
No. It was just I had an account.
That's usually why I find people don't want to put money in their own account or child support.
Oh, no child support.
Okay.
No. So due to that bank thing, I asked her since I had gotten my school loan, could she put the money in her account since I couldn't open my own. I gave her $790 to put in the account, and it was just left in the account. She ran into some complications where she wasn't able to pay all of her rent and I think a car note. And she stated that she had got a notice on her door letting her know that she had to pay the rent by a certain date. I said, she called me and we usually spoke on the phone every day. She let me know the issue and I told her, well, there's money in your account. I'm not using it right now. It's not a dire need for me to have it right now. It's not anything for me to loan it to you right now. She was like, are you sure? I was like, whatever you want to do with it, however you want to do it with it. Do what you need to do. Let me know afterwards what you spent. And when you get back on your feet, that's when you'll pay me back. I'm not going to hound you.
So how much did she take according to you?
She said that she took $550. That was to pay off whatever she needed to pay. I don't know if it was for just rent or it was for both rent and car.
All right.
I'm not
and then
quite sure.
At some point, you guys get into a rocky patch there, and you end up parting your friendship. Why was that?
We went to South Beach with a group of girls, our friends. We all went to South Beach that summer. In South Beach, me and her had a falling out over an ordeal with her and her sister that I didn't primarily agree with, and she thought that I should be on her side and be mad at her sister as well. But I'm not a person of that nature.
Yeah, but you've been friends since third grade. A disagreement on vacation in South Beach one time.
It was just other events
Cost
leading
your
up.
friendship?
No, it was other events leading up to that. That was probably the breaking point at South Point, I should say. South Beach was the kicker in I guess, both of our lives for us to part ways.
So you're also suing her for a jacket and some shoes. What is that about?
The jacket, trivial, shoes as well, but principle behind it. I had stuff at her house. Me and her go shopping at Mandy's every now and again. We'll have stuff at her house. I had stuff that I wanted to take back, but I didn't take it back at that point in time. In that time frame, we had a really big flood. It rained really bad, and it flooded in front of her building.
Wait a second. When was this in relation to when you stopped talking to each other?
This was prior to us stop speaking.
I understand that. I want to know how long prior to it.
The jacket was probably about 6 months.
And what about the shoes?
The shoes,
They're
same
$9
thing.
shoes. Are they a whole shoe?
No.
Okay.
It was a shoe that I got on. The shoes were left at
Why
her
are
house.
you suing for a $9 pair of shoes?
The shoes are
from
included.
3 years ago
The
or
shoes
4
are
years
included
ago.
because the shoes were left at her house because they were too big for me. I was going to go to the store and get store credit. I got them on sale. She wore them, was like, they're my size. You didn't need them. They were only $9. I'm like, it's the principle behind it. If you leave something at my house.
Yeah, but you stayed friends after that.
We didn't stay friends after that.
You didn't stop being friends over the $9 pair of shoes.
No, we didn't stop being friends over the $9
South
thing.
Beach was well after the $9 pair of shoes.
It was in the midst of us.
It's just that now that you're suing, you're going to bring up every little thing that happened between you two.
No, it's not every little thing that happened between us. This was in the course
Tell me
of
about
us.
the parking ticket.
The parking ticket was for her school. We went to her school. She had some business to take care of. We were both upstairs while she was talking to her advisor.
Okay.
I go downstairs. The guy had already did the ticket. He said he couldn't give it back.
When did that happen?
That happened in the summer. I'm not quite sure when.
What summer?
Summer of 2008.
2008. What's going on? She says that she had money in your account. You knew it was her money. You used it when you needed it, and then you never repaid it. What's going on?
The plaintiff actually never told me that I had to pay her money back, and I never used what she's claiming. It went from $550 to $700 now, which I have a text message to prove it. She, at the time, it was not about my apartment. It was not about my car note. It was strictly about school and a cable bill. I said to her, listen, my cable is going to be cut off. I did not ask her for the money. I was telling her the situation. She offered and said, oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. You're my best friend. I'll give you the money. I said, well, I don't have it right now to give back to you. She said, do not worry about it. I'm making $45,000 a year now. I don't need the money back. So I said, fine.
Ever?
No. That's exactly what she said. That's exactly the way she said it. I do not need it back. Now, I went to my uncle, and he gave me tuition money to get back in school, which he actually wrote a statement about, and he gave me $310. The $238 that I used, I said to her, when she brought this up, after we were no longer friends for almost a year, she brought it up, and I said, well, listen.
Did you use $550 or $238?
$238.
How do you remember?
Because it was a cable bill. I know exactly when it was going to get cut off because that was the only time. It was a backed up bill for 2 months. And I said to her, you know what? I'll just use that and that's it.
Do you have a statement from your uncle?
Yes.
Is there a text between you two back in the day of 4 years ago that tells me, that'll shed some light on whether it was $550 or
I have a text message from her that's in March.
Of what year?
Of this year.
Saying does it say how much money?
No, not stating how much the money is, but that she was going to work out a payment plan with me.
Oh, for the 250.
You never said
Hold
it was
on.
250.
I did tell you
in text.
250, and she rounded it off to 300. We had a phone conversation, and after that, I sent her a text message, and I said we could talk about I had a phone conversation. I said we can meet about the 250. She texted me back and said, it's funny how now you're saying 300 when you owe me 550, but she saw me today for 700. So I said to her, I don't owe you that much. I only use the money for my payment on a cable bill. She never had mentioned this to me before. Last year,
Why should she pay your cable bill or your parking ticket? In other words, why would
she
that
didn't pay? She didn't pay a parking ticket either. She did not pay a parking ticket.
Do you have any evidence that you paid a parking ticket?
Everything was taken out of that account for her.
Jesus
Do you have
Christ.
any evidence at all? Like
I
an
have-
email or
No,
show me
I
the
have
text that you
the-
have. I'm sure it's not going to say anything about parking ticket.
It's not.
Here's the text message.
Is the person next to you moral support or a
Moral
witness?
support, my grandmother.
Okay.
She has nothing to do with the case.
Lord have mercy, you answer. The funny thing is I just told someone I would send you monthly payments of the money you loaned me that I allegedly borrowed or stole, so you say. And their response was, watch she try to take you to court like she did her own blood. I laughed and said, probably. LaToya, I don't know what you are going through financially that would make you bring this bull crap up. But at this point, I could care less. You of all people should know I don't get scared by threats. You have become such a lowlife with your mentality that it's a shame. This and all the other reasons are why I would never be your friend again. Please don't talk slick to me anymore. Let's be women or nothing. Okay, these are not helpful. I have one question before me, and the one question before me is this a loan or is this a gift, and how much is this? It would be really helpful if I had bank statements from back then. Does anybody have bank statements?
The account was closed, and because this was short notice, because she sent the summons to my
That would
old
be a
house.
no. All right.
It's taken a
I would be
while.
really helpful if I had emails back and forth between you guys or texts back and forth from back then. Not now when everybody's playing Quien es más macho, but from back then that might elucidate what the nature of the agreement was all those years ago. Does anybody have that? The answer to that would be no.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So why do little things destroy long-term relationships?
I think because we like to nitpick, let us build things up, and we don't react to things when they happen, and then we end up blowing up.
So things get built and built and built, and boom.
Well, I think that people make a big deal out of something that's really small, and people lie about stuff. And
But why in like long-term relationships is pettiness more of a problem? Get back to me. Going inside the courtroom.
Part of why you don't have it is because you waited 4 years to sue. And what happens when you wait 4 years to sue? What somebody in my position who is judging you starts to think is that maybe it wasn't really what she's saying it is. Maybe it wasn't really what she's saying it is, because why would all this time have passed?
The only reason why
That
I
only
waited
became
is-
an issue after you guys had your problem in South Beach. Nothing was, there was no lawsuit before the South Beach thing. It's only after you have the falling out. In fact, many years after you have the falling out, and that's the part that's so strange. All right.
May I say something? The only reason that the time elapsed between the money and the lawsuit was because we were both unemployed.
Okay.
I told her
now I
then.
want you to
were
listen
not.
to me.
We
It is,
were
stop.
not.
Both of you stop. It is what it is, okay? When you come to court, what you are doing is saying to me, Judge, she owes me money, and you've got to prove it. You have the burden of proof. The plaintiff has the burden of proving a case when they come to court, all right? It is your case. This is your case. Did to, did not. The only thing you have going for you is that she admits $238. She says it was a gift, but that she was willing to pay you, and I don't know so much gift or loan, because she's sitting there saying to you, I'll work out a payment plan, I'll pay. But what are you talking about? It was only $238. It was only $238. So the only thing you're able to prove is what she's able to admit in the courtroom, because you can't prove anything else. That's your case. I didn't make you come here empty-handed. It's what happened to you, either because of the passage of time or because there was no proof to begin with. I find in favor of the plaintiff and the amount of the $238 plus your court costs. Good luck, folks. And I got to tell you something. Listen, because I want to tell you something. I don't know how many friends you guys have in your lives and how cheap you value those friends. But I know precious few that have known me since I was playing with dolls. Because I gotta tell you, to throw away a friendship over a couple $100, I don't think either of you are really valuing life the way you need to value it.
And so the plaintiff does win 238, so come on in here. The defendant, what's your feeling about her getting that?
I mean, it is what it is at this point. The friendship has been over for 2 years now. Maybe she can move on. I've definitely moved on, and it's over.
How many friends do you have that go back to third grade?
Maybe one.
Right. Isn't there some serious value to a friend who goes that far back with you?
At this point, too much damage has been done, and this just showed me the kind of friend that she really is. So, it's not
all right. So that way. All right, so come on in here and tell me what's your feeling on the outcome. You sued for more than 700, you got 238.
I mean, at least something came about it, but at the end of the day, like I said, she knew she owed the money, and it wasn't anything about the time lapse. It had everything to do with we were going back and forth to try to resolve it.
How has your childhood friend, so many years back, changed?
She's a different person. I'm not quite sure who she's trying to be or who she's trying to impress, but I know who she really is.
You gonna miss your old friend?
I'll always miss her. Me and her family go way back. It's no love lost.
Over to Harvey.
Real simple. When money changes hands, there is a presumption that it's a loan. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hear that? That's now Crispy and McCrispy strips meeting Creamy Caesar sauce. Sounds extra crispy. Caesar sauce at McDonald's for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
This is the plaintiff, Thomas Schwenke. He says he owns an auction house, and the defendant placed a bid on an oriental rug from the 40s or 50s. After the guy picked up the rug, he noticed the check he was given wasn't signed. When he called the defendant, the first thing out of his mouth was, "I don't want the rug anymore." The double-crosser is now claiming the rug he got wasn't the one he bid on at the auction. Well, it most definitely is, and he's going to prove it here and now. He's suing for $585, the purchase price of the rug. This is the defendant, Ruzba Akunzada. He says when he picked up the rug, it was wrapped in brown paper. When he got it home and opened it, he realized it wasn't the one he bought. It had rips and tears on it. In fact, it wasn't even Persian. It was Turkish. He's accused of sweeping it under the rug.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Okay, Woodbury Auction, represented here by Thomas Schwenke?
Schwenke, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You are suing Ruzbe Akunzadeh?
That's correct.
All right. And Amir Carpets, you are the owner of Amir Carpets?
Yes.
All right. For $585, the purchase price of a rug that he bought from you, and according to you, he didn't sign the check, so you weren't able to actually deposit the check. Whoops.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What happened?
What happened is, first of all, we're in the auction business. We sell on commission. We don't own the goods, okay? We had an auction in May of 2011, which was a real-time auction and an online auction. This rug was in an online auction at the end of May. It was available to be seen and inspected before the auction.
When was the live auction going to be?
The live auction commenced on May 21st.
So when did he buy this in an online?
He bought this carpet May 31st.
Okay, so it didn't sell at the live auction.
That's correct. That's correct.
And then you kept the items online for an auction bid.
Yes, Your Honor.
And he bid.
Correct.
Okay.
He registered, left us a message. I'm interested in buying handmade carpets.
I know he brought the rug to court. We know he got it. But
right.
So tell me about the circumstances where you folks accept a check that's not signed. Is that what happened?
What happened is he came to pick up the rug. He was late when he came to get the rug. He gave my administrative assistant a check. Apparently she didn't look at it.
Ooh, heads
He
must have
took the
rolled
rug.
there.
Check was not signed. We discovered it the next day. My assistant asked me what to do. I said, please give him a call.
Who discovered it?
My assistant.
The same person who took the check?
That's correct. That's
Okay.
right.
Did she get fired?
And
Did she get fired?
when she went to put
Did she get fired?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
And she's still with me, but her mother's ill and she couldn't come today.
Okay.
So I said, well, give him a call, which she did. He said, she asked him to send another one. He told her that he would.
Do you have an affidavit from her?
I do.
Can I see it?
Well, it's not sworn.
Oh, why wouldn't you bring her? I mean, I heard what you said, but I mean.
That's not the issue.
Well, no, I'll
I mean,
decide
I'm
what
sorry.
the issue is.
I understand,
May
Your
I
Honor.
please see whatever you do have that's not sworn and not her?
This is the registration.
Why wasn't the check signed, sir?
At the time that when I arrived there, they were rushing me too much that you are late. But I saw
Were
that.
you late?
Yeah, I was. It was 1.5 hour drive for me. I asked direction many times.
So how
and,
late were you?
I was just maybe a couple of minutes. I don't know.
A couple of minutes? Okay, and according to your assistant, he's how late? Oh, it's not even signed, let alone sworn. It's just a paragraph. The next day, Tom showed me the unsigned check, and I called him till she says that you are the one who discovered it. Let him know the check was unsigned. He said he would send us a new check by mail, and that you were an hour and a half late. Not a few minutes, an hour and a half.
No, they closed at, I don't know, 5 or 6 o'clock. I was in that town, but
All right, so you get there, and what happened?
they just had the car all wrapped up and just put it in my trunk, and
I'm sorry, are you trying to explain why you gave them a check without inspecting the merchandise? Is that what you're
yes,
trying to
because
say?
they were saying that it was late and it was carpet was all wrapped up, and whatever I saw that the
So
online.
what? So why wouldn't you just unwrap it?
First of all, it was too big. I couldn't do it myself.
How long did
but
it take to unwrap it in my courtroom?
few
7
seconds,
minutes? Okay, so why couldn't it be unwrapped there?
Because it was wrapped with the plastic things, and it
Because
was
it was
very,
tidy and convenient to
tied up.
just move it on down the road, doggy. That's all. It's because it was just like, oh, everybody's lazy. And then all of a sudden, look at you now. You know? You got time for all this now? Nobody had 7 minutes then.
But even though
All right, so-
they didn't tell me about that, all these damages that this carpet has.
Oh, you might have seen it if you'd unrolled the rug.
Right, but
Okay, can I see the online auction have pictures? I mean, you bought the rug.
Right.
Okay, from the pictures that were online, right?
That's correct.
And so then you bring that rug back to your place. And what is your place?
It's a place that I buy myself for myself carpet, and I sell it for my home.
And you
I don't
sell
have
it
any
from
store or anything. Yes.
Okay.
But if you look at the bag, you can see all the damages and all the burlap.
I mean, in the
patches.
picture, I can see that there's some. What is this, by the way?
It's I don't really know. That's not my job. We
Okay.
sell these
Well, what was
things.
it advertised as?
The defendant is the expert.
What was
When
it
you arrive
advertised?
to pick up the carpet-
Not much of one if you just took it rolled up without
No,
looking
I
at
beg
it.
Your Honor.
Okay, large room size oriental carpet, blue field, from a Virginia collector. That's it? That's all it was advertised
That's
as? There wasn't anything more?
No.
Okay, and how is it not what that says?
If you can fold it up, you can see all the patches on the carpet that I didn't see.
Patches on the, I'm not lifting this, but patches on the bottom of the carpet?
Yes, if you can,
You're referring to this?
That's correct.
Okay.
I mean, all the, even at the eBay or other things, other auctioneer, they disclose all the problem that the merchandise has.
Can you flip, just if you flip this part, I just want to see how it looks on the other end, the receiving end of such a thing. Is that here? That's the first patch? Yeah. I mean, there's, yeah, you could, I'm looking at the picture and I can tell that there is some fading in a line right here. That is sort of separate and distinct from the kind of stuff I'm looking at, which is patched and holes. What say you to that? Do you feel that when you advertise something that you'd need to say that it's patched and that it has actual
Your Honor,
holes?
with all due respect,
Yeah, that usually, you know what we find as
I'm
judges when people
delighted
start a
that the-
sentence with the phrase, with all due respect, that we're about to get disrespected. That's,
okay.
but I want you to come over here, though, because I do want you to see this.
First, I'd like to read
First,
up.
I'd like you to come over here, please, if you don't mind. I just want you to see what I'm talking about rather than just hear what I'm talking about. You see that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, the question in a breach of contract case, because essentially what this man is saying is that it's a breach of contract, because You advertise a rug and you don't mention, let me just get you off of there a second. Come on, and then you, of course, can see these, that it's been patched up where those holes are, right? And he feels that you folks should have to disclose if you're selling something that's been repaired, has a hole, and whatever else, that it's a little less than forthright if you don't, and that therefore it's a breach of contract.
Number one, he registered in our auction, and people who register to bid in our auction are responsible for having read the terms and conditions of our sale.
Okay.
We didn't sell this in a store. It doesn't come with a guarantee, okay? All goods are sold as is, where is, with all faults, and all sales are final. All auction items are available for bidder examination. Bidding signifies that you have examined an item either personally or through an authorized agent, or that you have elected not to examine an item. Buyer relies solely on his or her own expertise and judgment when bidding.
Okay.
As noted above,
Okay, you can
all
stop.
sales
Fine.
are final.
Do you have an off button? Press the off button, hand that to my bailiff, hand it over to me. Thank you. What were you going to do, hit my bailiff with you? I do not suggest playing Quienes Mas Macho with Douglas. What say you to this?
Actually, I didn't see that at the computer, but plus any place that they have to say the damages. Any place that you buy anything.
Yeah. I want to see you. You're online right now, right? Like, in other words, you're an ongoing concern. That's like, if I went onto your website right now, I would see these terms and conditions.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to take a recess.
All rise.
So are auctions kind of dicier because you don't have a lot of time to analyze the item?
Yeah, I'd say yeah, and a lot of times too with the auctions, you don't get to get up close to actually see it, so you can have a nice, outer look, and then everything inside can just be paper and crumpled up.
Plus, these auctioneers get you all emotional and worked up, right?
Yeah, and obviously there's no warranty for an auction, so.
Actually, that's not true. Sometimes there is, but a lot of times you're right, there isn't. Going inside the courtroom.
I wanted to take a second to make sure that this isn't just a typewritten piece of paper that they're feeding me like the other affidavit that doesn't even have a signature. I wanted to see that, in fact, those are the terms and conditions, and in fact, they are. So they specifically say that don't bid unless you've seen it, you're satisfied, and or you've sent an agent over to look at it because you're an hour and a half away. And if you don't do that, then it's considered that you are accepting it in the condition that you get it in. Those are the terms. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bid. If I saw that, I would say, check, please, and move on. But you did. You bid.
No, when I went to the auction site,
and worse, your case is even worse because it's not as though, it's not just that. You then had a second opportunity to inspect it and not hand over a check. Yep. As it turns out, you didn't sign the check. Was that on purpose or no?
No, because I told you.
I don't think so either. I think it was an oversight, but it's going to be a very convenient oversight because you were unhappy with the quality of the thing. But why shouldn't I hold you to the same terms and conditions that you agreed to be held by?
Because they were rushing me out of the door. They said,
oh my gosh, these are like the people who I bought a car, but I bought it at night. I bought it at night, you couldn't see, it was really dark. Well, then why are you buying it?
There's a big carpet, I couldn't, I was by myself.
Then don't buy it. Then don't buy it. It's your rug, you gotta pay for it. $585 verdict for the plaintiff.
Here comes the defendant. He lost this case because you bought an as-is rug. You just bought yourself a rug, sir.
I know.
How do you like your rug?
I don't like it because it's damaged. It is damaged. It's very run down, and there's a lot of tears on it. Tears and patches.
Why didn't you just take a couple of extra minutes and examine the merchandise before you took it from the place?
I know, because
Why didn't you?
It's a big carpet. I couldn't be able to do it by myself. And they were rushing me out of the door. They said, oh, you're late, and we got to close the store.
So are you saying that you think you knew that they knew the rug was damaged, you think, and they tried to?
It is obvious that there is the patches you can see.
All right. What are you going to do with it now?
I'm going to throw it away.
Throw it away. All right. Head right around the corner. Okay, right this way. Okay, go ahead. All right, so come on in here. Did you know that rug had some damage on it?
We don't have time to look at everything. That's why we have the terms and conditions in our agreement, in the contract. It was worn. We knew it was worn. We photographed it. It could be that in the future we would photograph the back too, just to be sure, but nevertheless, He's in the trade. He knows what he's doing.
Right.
$500. It's a Palisade
He
rug.
should have known, right?
It's no money. He didn't even, he stole it in the first place.
Okay. Oh, Harvey?
Okay, if somebody hands you a contract, that doesn't mean you have to sign it. You can always negotiate terms. And if you feel unprotected and you can't get what you feel you need to protect yourself, probably the best thing to do is walk away. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his Perfect Bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high-quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
This is the plaintiff, Juan Lopez. He says he and the plaintiff used to be great friends, and they helped each other out often. He ended up selling him his 1998 Buick LeSabre, and the guy won't pay him the agreed-upon price. The guy won't give him the car back, won't pay him, and they're now at a standstill. So here they are. He's suing for $1,100, the amount he's due. This is the defendant, Henry Dorsey III. He says the plaintiff was supposed to have the car fixed for him when he bought it so it could pass inspection. Well, lo and behold, the car did not pass inspection because the exhaust system is shot. It needs about $1,000 worth of repairs. He's not giving him one more penny, and that is that. He's accused of exhausting a relationship for good.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Okay, Juan Lopez?
Yes.
You are suing Henry Dorsey the third or the second?
The third.
Okay. Yes, indeed, the third. For $1,100, the cost of a car that you say you sold to him and let him have without paying you anything.
Correct.
What happened?
Just a little story about, I met Mr. Dorsey about 2 years ago. He was a good personal friend of mine, and it seems like our whole friendship, now that I look back, it's one of those friendships that I was always helping him out. I got him a job at the company I work for. I helped him out financially numerous times.
You get him a job with your firm.
Get him a job with the company I work for.
With the company you work for.
April 18, he got let go from the company. April 22nd, he was supposed to pay me the car.
So you sell him a car. What kind of car is this?
I sold him a 1998 Buick LeSabre with 159,000 miles.
For how much?
For $1,100.
Did he pay you anything?
He paid me $100 of that.
Did he pay you anything more than the $100?
No, ma'am.
Now, according to you, you paid more than the $100?
Yes, that's how I got the title and stuff.
You gave him the title without him finishing paying?
I gave him the title with a written contract saying that he would have to pay me.
Right, but most people wait until they're paid to transfer the title. You didn't do even that much?
No, I made a mistake.
So now, according to you, you pay him how much?
$450.
What does your receipt say? Do you have a receipt?
No, I don't.
Did you pay him in cash?
Cash.
Why would you pay somebody cash without getting a receipt?
He's not a business. It's not like I'm going to a used car lot or something where he's going to hand me a receipt.
So how's this working for you right now?
It's not working at all.
Right. So now, so instead of rolling your eyes when I ask you why you would pay cash and not get a receipt, now it looks like you made a mistake, right?
Oh, I did. I made a mistake for not getting it written down.
Cash shouldn't leave this hand without a receipt coming into this hand. And if you have to grab, Douglas.
Toilet paper.
And?
A crayon, maybe?
Yeah, and just write out a receipt. You've been here before, haven't you?
I have once or twice.
Then that's what you do. Okay, so according to you, it's 100, and according to you, it's 450. Fascinating, and then what?
Basically, he got let go. So the agreement was I sold the car to him on 3/22/12.
Okay, and let me see the paperwork from the sale.
If you notice the first line, he started signing, and he was a mistake, so he signed underneath. So my signature is on the first line.
This car is sold as is, with the only guarantee will be state inspection. I have 30 days to make any mechanical corrections if it does not pass state inspection. Oh my God. That's not really as is. As is just as is. Why would you guarantee to do that?
Because I figured, I didn't ever thought we were going to have these problems, so I wanted to do the right thing to just.
You don't think much.
No,
not really
I'm not in the used car.
Right
I'm not in the used car sales business.
Then don't do it.
No.
Why are you doing it? Is this a car that you had?
It's a car that I had, yes. And
Apparently, it didn't pass inspection.
It failed inspection for, I believe, was for a gas cap.
No, it's more than a gas cap.
And I mean, I don't have the paperwork.
Do you have the inspection?
No, I know, ma'am.
Did he call you and tell you when it failed inspection?
Yeah, we were still working together when it failed, and we were still working together at
And
the
so
time.
what did he tell you was the reason it failed? Didn't he show you the paperwork?
He told me it failed inspection for OBD2 readiness, which means OBD2 monitors, means that at the time of when he went to inspection, all the computer systems weren't communicating with each other, and it had a bad gas cap.
According to you, it failed inspection. Why?
It failed inspection because he erased the codes with the little computer that they use to read all the stuff, and the New Jersey inspection computer was not picking up those codes for the car. So
Do you have proof of what you just said?
Yes, I do.
Because when I look at the failed inspection for 412, it doesn't say what you just said. All it says is gas cap and one other thing, something having to do with the exhaust.
No, this is what the man that does all the printout at the computer, they call you over to let you know exactly what's wrong with the vehicle.
Do you have that in writing?
No, it says it here, though.
Oh,
It's all right here.
let me
He
see.
highlighted
Maybe you have
everything.
something different than what you submitted. Let me see what you have for April. Because you took it for inspection in April, and then
Correct.
you get fired April 22nd?
It was 18th. The guy
Poor
said...
radio reception. No one cares about that. Radio static, increased interference with rear window defogger. Rear window defogger grids may be inoperative. Transmission oil leaking from transmission vent. No reverse. Second gear. What year is this car?
98.
98. Why would you put a warranty on a 1998 car that you'll get it to pass inspection?
Because when I looked at it, it was emissions related, and I'm
Yeah, well, look at all the stuff, though. Do you understand the problem you just
I'm
brought?
mechanically inclined, so I figured out, you know what, at the time, I never thought it was going to escalate.
I'm
But I do have-
mechanically inclined.
I do
I have
have-
30 days to make any mechanical corrections if it does not pass
Yeah.
state inspection.
And I have text messages that I printed out from all the times that I texted Mr. Dorsey regarding what we should do to fix this car. And I went to his house on May 7th when agreement we had on that he was supposed to bring the car to me on May 7th. I texted him. He never got back to me, so I showed up at his house.
Do you have any texts from him?
Yeah, it's right there.
Text from him?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Copies for me and him. I have notes on the
Can
dates.
I see the actual text as opposed to what you wrote on a piece of paper?
If you look at the last text message, it goes, it's the last one that's on that piece of paper.
So, if you're making a deal with a really good friend, would you ask for receipts?
I personally would not, but the fact of the matter is I have been
screwed?
Yes, over numerous times when it comes to money, so it is what it is.
I just love your honesty.
I think it's personally important to keep the fundamentals of the relationship intact, that you have the receipt, because it protects both the parties at all times.
I think you're my favorite person today. That's funny. That's funny. Going inside the courtroom.
Did you ever give him back the car in order to give him a chance to make any repairs?
We're supposed to meet after work. I leave the keys with him. I would leave.
So did you do that?
I left the keys with him. I even tried to meet him. I have text messages here where I tried to meet him on the weekend. He said he couldn't do it because he locked the shop keys in a truck.
Okay, but I see text after text after text, him calling you, him saying, call me ASAP, the 22nd, the 25th, the 30th, call me ASAP. Finally, on the 1st, Monday, no excuses. I have been way too nice about this. You knew how important this was to bring me the car. I did my part. Now it's up to you Monday, not one day more. These are his texts to you.
Correct. But I was talking to him on the telephone. You're not seeing that part, though.
No, of course I'm not.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
looks like he's chasing you down
Exactly.
and you're not responding.
But he's
Why don't
doing
you
it.
just answer?
I would call him, though. Why would I answer him? I got a cell phone number.
And you don't even bring it to a repair to get estimates for the repair until June. Why hadn't you gone to find out? See, here's the problem. If I see you not taking the car to him, which that's how the text looked, like you're avoiding him, so he can repair it, and I see you not taking it to anybody else to repair it until a month and a half later, it looks like maybe you just don't feel like paying for the rest of this car. You have one estimate from a third-party repair shop for $2,262.09. What evidence do you have of which of these items are in order to get it to pass inspection? In other words, what somebody will get me is a repair estimate from a place that says these are the 6 things that it has to do to pass inspection. Yours doesn't say that, because I'm sure you told these people to just tell you everything that needs doing on the car. But your warranty isn't for everything that needs doing. Your warranty is for what it needs to pass inspection. How am I to look at this and figure out what here is to pass inspection? I can tell from this that one thing, exhaust catalytic converter replacement, says failed inspection. That's $120, and gas cap, of course, we know, which is $36.
Well, I bought the gas cap
I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of a sentence. Those two things I know have to do with the inspection. How do I know, based on looking at the inspection, what else on this estimate has to do with the inspection, and what is just you improving on the car?
But I'm not improving. The exhaust.
And a brand new AC compressor? Where's that on the failed inspection?
The AC compressor?
Yeah.
That was an agreement that he made with me, though. That's just mechanic stuff that's wrong with the car, correct? Some of that stuff is not for the inspection.
So you admit that the AC compressor has nothing to do with the failed
AC compressor
inspection?
and radiator is a whole nother subject that me and him had.
Okay. So you know that has nothing to do with the inspection,
yes,
right?
I know that.
All right. Here's how we're going to resolve this. Number one, I find that the defendant can only prove, and it's really by virtue of the plaintiff's admission, that he paid $100 for this car. He has no evidence that he paid more than $100, the $450 as he says he paid, because he has no receipt for that. Number two, I find that the repair estimate, which is obtained 2 months after the sale, and once everything hits the fan between you guys, is a little bit suspicious. But from looking at it, there are certain things that I can do my best to correlate, because you did not bring me something that says this is what it's going to take to pass inspection, which other litigants in your position have done. I can only do my best to attempt to correlate that to the failed inspection of April 12th. But the failed inspection, remember, is for not being able to read codes, as well as the things that it does list in there. But looking at the repair estimate and looking at the money that's owed, I'm going to do a little rough justice and declare as follows. I'm going to allow the defendant, because of your warranty that you should never have given on a 1998 car, $300 allowance to make repairs in order to pass inspection. I'm going to order him, therefore, to pay you the rest of the money that I find that he owes you, which is a judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $700. That's my judgment.
Defendant first coming out of the courtroom here after this ruling here by Judge Millian. What's your thought on this?
A bunch of bull.
Why do you say that? Why?
Because I just been robbed, basically.
By him?
Both.
Wasn't he a good friend to you? Wasn't he a good friend to you?
He was all right. But good friends don't do that. You're going to fix the car, you're going to fix the car. You're not going to sit here and say you're going to fix it, and then don't fix it. You keep putting me off. Then when I get fired, now all of a sudden you're chasing me after I get fired. What happened to the months before that? What you do then? You wasn't chasing me then?
All
Why?
Right. Okay. All right. Right this way, okay? All right.
We'll send you back around.
All right, come on in here. What's your reaction to what he's saying?
You know, his reaction is, it is what it is. I got at least the money I got for the car. I'm glad I did.
Warranting a 1998 car? Good idea?
Never mistake I'll never make again.
Harvey?
Okay, so here's my argument. It is more important to get receipts when you're dealing with friends, because it's not only about the item that you've bought or sold, it's about the friendship. So what I would do is, you don't necessarily have to say, I want a receipt from you, but emails are such a great thing, and so are texts, because it becomes a written record, and you don't have to write it like it's a receipt, but you write a confirmation of what actually happened, but you do it in a conversational way. And that way, you can basically have a situation where you have a receipt, and the other person never knows that you even got it.